Well, that was quite the game in the end. The Hookline Sinkers come out on top 2-1 against Forgotten Rotten in extra innings. What a showing by both of these teams. Trevor Plouffe showing why he can still be the MVP of this league. And Dan Canobbio overcoming some demons. He was 1 for 10 against Trevor with 8 strikeouts, but comes up 2 for 2 at the end when it matters the most. Let's toss it up to Rose and Moylan in the booth for more thoughts.
We are back inside the warehouse for the DraftKings postgame show. Hookline Sinkers moving on to the semifinals with an extra inning win over the Plouffe brothers and Forgotten Rotten, and it's all about Dan Canobbio. In 7 of his first 10 lifetime at-bats against Trevor Plouffe, he struck out.
Yeah.
But in extra innings, a knock, and then another knock to win it all.
The history of Canobbio has been he gets pull happy, and that's when he swings and misses a ton, rolls into a ton of outs. Today, up the middle was the approach. He ended up finishing the game on a pull shot, but that up the middle swing and everything before that has set this team up for, I think, a big run in this tournament.
Let's send it down to the cement where Kelsey Wingert might have to speak a little louder because she's standing next to Old Man Dan.
What a game we just saw. Old Man Dan Canobbio walking off Trevor Plouffe after all the antics, all the screaming, all the fighting we saw throughout this game. How much more sweet does it make it with the emotions that were in play today?
It makes it extra sweet when you beat Trevor Plouffe. Marshall Plouffe, kind soul. Trevor Plouffe, man baby. I knew he was going to try to get into the head of my beloved nephew / son, Drew. And I wanted Drew to figure it out on his own, but I also wasn't going to let him get too far. And he went too far many times. So I had to put him in check. That's fine. At the end of the day, it's all about respect with Plouffe. Beating him means a lot to me. Psychological warfare like I've never seen before. And I come from the boxing world.
You come from the boxing world. Hey, at least 5 points on the board for you guys in the Warehouse Cup. How happy are you to lock up those points and not put a 0 on the board and that skunk patch no longer in play for you, my friend?
It's a big thing for us that we're doing here at John Boy Media is doing this big cup and to get 5 points to beat Plouffe, to eat lunch now. Everything is coming up roses.
And anything to say about your son and Drew and the game he had today?
Drew bounced back in a big way. He knew that he was going to get rattled, or he knew that they were going to try to rattle him, I should say. And I am so proud of Drew. He stepped up today in a big way on the mound, carried me. I couldn't hit for anything, and then eventually figured it out.
Congratulations, Old Man Dan. Go get some lunch. Celebrate in your victory with your son.
As you can see, I am emotionally drained. I am. Physically, I feel fine. I could run through a wall right now because I'm a beast. I'm different, okay? But emotionally, yeah, I'm drained. The Hookline Sinkers and Forgotten Rotten might be the new heavyweight battle here in Blitzball. Like, we have unreal games every time we go against each other. And every time I come into a tournament, I say those guys are the favorite because they have 2 guys that can pitch. Drew, like, mentally has got to get there. I think today I gave everything I had, Kels, to get in this guy's head. Everything. And he still performed. So I think he's getting over that hump. They're going to be a force for years to come. There's no doubt about it. But I mean, I still feel like we're the best team. I really do. A couple things here and there. I had too many singles today, Kels. I'll put that on myself. I got to lift the ball. I can't be hitting singles like that. Like, I got to hit some homers. I'm a power hitter. So congratulations to them, but I still feel like I feel like we're the better team.
No, it was awesome. Yeah, he had full faith in me. I know there were times where, like, maybe it was a little scary. I was starting to it's almost like I was always on that line of, like, teetering, like, am I going to start throwing a bunch of balls? Am I going to throw a couple strikes? And I was just trying to, like, tell myself, like, hey, calm, like, almost like don't get too much energy, like, just calm down, and, like, find the perfect amount of energy, like adrenaline and stuff like that. And after he made that play, the grounder on the play, like, he was right there. Like, I missed it and I was like, shit, and then he was right there for it. So that gave me like that gave me a lot of confidence. So
I'll always be there for you.
Yeah, and I don't know, it was awesome.
These guys are the real deal. Like, this guy, everyone in there, it's not what you think. You're at home watching it on, YouTube, and it's not that. Like, these guys are serious, and it is difficult. It really is. They're a great team. I think honestly they're gonna win. I really do. It's tough. They got a lefty, they got a righty. They both pitch, they both find the zone. Like, these guys, I think that's the favorite team right now.
No, I'm very proud of Drew. Like, I knew that Plouffe was going to come with the bat. I knew he was going to come with the mouth. I knew he was going to try to get into Drew's head. And there's not much I can tell you. You got to figure it out on your own, just like in life, son. You're going to figure it out on your own. You went out there and you did it. You bullied the bully. What did I say before the game?
Bully the bully.
Bully the bully.
This is amazing. Like to get a chance to play with Trev again. I mean, it's been a long, long time. I mean, I wish I did better. Obviously, like I really let this guy down, and I feel bad about it. And like I said, man, it is hard. It's very, very hard.
Yeah, I think he got a little fatigued. He's just as old as me, and he lost his arm slot. And I don't know why he stopped throwing me that backdoor slider. I can't hit that thing. He started leaving that two-seamer over the heart of the plate. And if I can, I was thinking short. I'm thinking I had Jolly in one ear, and I had my dad, in my other ear.
My grandpa.
My dad was my grandpa. Yeah, your grandpa. My dad always says front shoulder in, and Jolly's always like short to the ball. So I was literally thinking, like short to the ball, front shoulder in, then just push it. And that's all we had to do in those extra innings. But that was a game. I played a lot of games in Blitzball. I played in so many. That was psychological warfare. That was insane. That was one of the most intense atmospheres I've ever been a part of. And we came out on top.
Famously, I never practiced for this. I only play blitzball in the warehouse. Aaron, the owner of Blitzball, sent me a pack. And so what I did this time, I threw one bullpen. So I think, of course I'm coming back. Dre, that's a crazy question. This is my franchise. I am rotten. Okay, so I'm coming back. I think next time maybe I'll take a BP sesh before I come. And if that happens, watch out. I was shocked that I got out that second game. That's how good I felt out there. On the mound, I was putting whatever I wanted. Hitting, I could do whatever I want. I was shocked that I got out. So I'm coming back, Dre. I can't believe you just asked me that, man.
I was like telling Dan, I was like, this is the most nervous I am for a game. Like once you win this one, for me, it's like I have full confidence in like the rest of the games. And like whoever we play, like, I don't really care who we play. But I think it's almost because we've definitely played rotten the most. And almost every game has been close and like has been just a really good game. And especially for me, like I know Trevor's seen my pitches a lot. And obviously him being the hitter that he is, that was definitely a little bit scary. But I definitely think like winning that game, just like the confidence, it was like my confidence was high going into the game, but there was like, it hadn't peaked yet. But now that we've kind of accomplished like that win, like it's definitely like at.
I want to win. I want to win this thing. Now we're pretty damn close. So let's do it.
I thought I'd get him on that changeup.
That was gross.
Was it?
The 70 on the pipe?
No. To Trevor, the single he had in the first pitch.
Oh, yeah.
I let like 10 miles off of it because I thought he didn't get him.
Yeah.
Hit a home run, dude.
Huh?
Hit a home run.
Off a homer.
I'm fucking try.
Yeah. Okay, well, you know, it'd be nice if our umpire paid attention, since that's part of his job, too. Kevin.
West Coast bullshit.
I mean, jeez.
West Coast
Here we go.
Give a guy a compliment.
So 2 hit by pitches, and that is critical because one more is a base.
Yeah!
Oh, gosh.
That's the one you got to lay off.
Yeah.
Now, if he doesn't hit this, it's an out.
Whoa. Hey.
I want to make sure you know that.
Old man Dan, respect your elders. Like, holy smokes, that just took on a totally different turn. If he's the reason, if he's standing between me and a lunch line, us and a lunch line.
Meatball sub, look at this. I'm not going to fade away to a shadow.
Let's see how he's doing. How you doing, bud? Hi.
Let's have fun, bro. You found your pitching.
Hey, you didn't want to have any fun there.
Well, some pretty emotional post-game comments there from both teams. It's Hookline Sinkers that are moving on, maybe through the power of a father-son, uncle-son relationship. I really liked what Drew had to say about his relationship with Dan in those comments. And Dan Canobbio coming up big, shortening the swing just like I told him, punching out 2 singles when it mattered the most. As for Rotten, you got to love Marshall after all this, stepping into the fire in Blitzball Battle 4 when everyone's already a seasoned professional. He did the best that he could. And Trevor Plouffe on the other side says, why would I ever leave, man? Of course I'm back for Blitzball Battle 5. No shocker there. Rotten is his franchise. Who knows when their next banner will be? Maybe it'll be pretty soon, considering his attitude. But the magic of that game and all the other ones wouldn't be possible without the sponsor of this event, which is the DraftKings Sportsbook. The DraftKings Sportsbook is here to help you get closer to the action. Whether you're a diehard basketball fan, hockey fanatic, or looking ahead to the golf season, DraftKings has got you covered. Get some skin in the game and download the DraftKings app now and use our promo code WAREHOUSE. And if sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have a shot to win cash prizes. So download the DraftKings app now and use promo code WAREHOUSE when you do. That's promo code WAREHOUSE only at the DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Well, more good blitzball to look forward to as we get to the pregame show for Game 11. Let's see what's in store for us. Welcome to the pregame show for Game 11 of Blitzball Battle 4. It's the 1-seeded McFlurry Power versus the 8-seeded Del Caribe. The best pitching team and one of the better hitting teams. As always, the storyline, what does Joez McFly have in store for us? Can Lou Dab carry his teammate through this, or will McFlurry Power continue to dominate? Let's hear from all 4 of the players ahead of this heated matchup.
I'm going to ask the obvious question just to get it out of the way. Joez, have you gotten in the lab?
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much you could do without like trying to overwork your arm. So, I've seen some stuff. I contacted a coach of mine. He told me what to do mechanically, because he says your bicep is not supposed to hurt when you're throwing, so you might be doing something wrong mechanically. So he told me what to do, and we're gonna try that today.
Can you tell us what he told you to do, since there's no way McFlurry Power will hear it?
It's just like simplifying your throwing motion, really. I don't really know how to explain it, but he made me watch a video where this guy was going through the pitching motion and what to do, and probably just go from the stretch today.
Strategy versus Del Caribe. Obviously, the storyline with them, Joez can't pitch, Lou can hit, Lou can pitch. Is there a way you guys can expose their weaknesses?
Yeah, we're hoping. I mean, obviously, I don't think anyone can really touch Stoner. So kind of the plan is let Stoner pitch to Lou, and I can get my 2 outs against Joez if I can throw strikes. That's really the big if right there. If I throw strikes, we should cruise through this game. If I struggle to throw strikes, they got a shot. And that's really what I think this game's going to come down to.
Lou, how are you guys going to quiet the antics that we will inevitably see from K-Mac?
By hitting. We jump on them early, get a good run cushion, and just compete. At the end of the day, they're a good team. They have 2 great pitchers. We just gotta play both halves. If we're able to play both halves, I think we can take them out.
Winner of this game will get at least 5 points for the Warehouse Cup. How important would that be for you guys? I know you don't want a skunk patch on your jersey. If you lose, you're in play for that.
Yeah, no, obviously the 5 points is huge. Get that off our backs early, but we're not here for the 5. We're here for the 10. We've been playing, we deserve the 10, but one step at a time. Get the monkey off our back, get those 5 points under our belt after a win today, sleep easy tonight, and we come out ready to rock tomorrow looking for those 10.
Well, the usual swagger and bravado that we've seen from McFlurry Power this entire tournament. They're going for their first playoff win in a Blitzball Battle tournament since BB1. It's been a long time coming. As for Del Caribe, if Joez does make it to the mound, maybe those new mechanics will help him out. He's been ailing in his arm. It's going to really come down to Lou Dab to see what he can do. And the numbers really support the fact that he's been absolutely stellar in this tournament. Speaking of numbers, let's throw it over to the olive pit with myself to see what else we should know ahead of this matchup. Thanks for tossing it over me. You're doing such a great job. I'm so proud of you. But let's focus on the olive pit right now, because we've got kind of a lopsided matchup. It's the 1-seed McFlurry Power versus the 8-seed Del Caribe, and the odds are stacked against the latter, specifically because Lou Dab isn't mashing as we're used to him mashing. He's actually below league average in batting average right now with his 440 clip. And that might not seem like it's a bad clip, but for reference, Joez McFly is hitting 500. He's been doing more hitting than his own partner. And they got their toughest challenge yet, because they're facing the best pitching team in this entire tournament. Kollin Stone is leading the race for the Plastic Surgeon Award, as he has 3 shutout innings on the tournament, 2 hits allowed, 8 strikeouts, no walks, no runs. He has been absolutely dominant, and Lou, on the other side, has been just as good on the mound. He's gone 2 1/3 innings. He has 8 strikeouts of his 9 outs recorded, but the thing is, he needs those field outs, because Joez McFly is going to have to get 2 outs if they can't get any grounders or fly balls. And as we all know, Joez McFly has been struggling on the mound. Somehow, some way, his 3.60 ERA for his career went up last game to 4.10. So things are getting worse before they're getting better in the first ever matchup between these two teams. Can Del Caribe pull off the miracle, or will McFlurry Power continue to dominate towards the championship?
Joez, before the game starts, how are you going to get an out today? The Dre wants to know.
Throw a strike.
Are you going to throw a strike or get an out?
Throw a strike to get an out.
What's the chance you win on a percentage out of 1 through 10?
Out of 1 through 10? We only got a few seconds. Hold on.
All right, Joez is not super confident. K-Mac, who wins this game? How's the vibe?
Huge Del Caribe fan. Del Caribe looks hot. They're coming in strong. But Joez doesn't sound very confident, so I guess McFlurry Power do the whoop.
All right, thank you very much. Interesting matchup. You got a winless team in Del Caribe taking on McFlurry Power, who perhaps was the biggest surprise throughout the regular season, in part because K-Mac figured out how to pitch and Kollin figured out how to hit.
Usually works that way. We've both seen that their averages are probably leading a lot of these categories in both offensively and pitching, but it's the combination of the two that makes them so successful. On the other side, there's so many questions, Chris, and the big one is really the big fella, Joez McFly. What can he do on the bump, if anything? And that's really the storyline of the game.
Do they just really pray that Lou Dab can get a couple of ground outs and so Joez doesn't have to pitch?
I think that's the play. You try to get Lou on there to get the first 4 out. You hope that one of them is a soft ground ball, maybe a soft liner, maybe a chip shot somewhere. Maybe Joez can make a miracle play, something.
And, of course, Del Caribe's got to get on the board in the top of the first to apply some pressure to McFlurry Power. So there's a lot of things that have to go right in order for Del Caribe to pull off the upset. Kelsey Wingert, do you think they will?
No, Chris Rose. I don't think they will. I think until Del Caribe shows us that Joez McFly has actually gotten in the lab, figured out how to pitch, it's going to be hard to pick for them, especially when they're taking on a team in McFlurry Power. Look, you know there's going to be antics. You know both guys can hit. We know how good of a pitcher Kollin Stone is, and we know that K-Mac can throw strikes whenever he needs to. So I will be taking McFlurry Power in this one, but also just cheering for Joez to get those 2 outs more easily, because it's really hard to watch sometimes. You feel so bad for him.
Can we just start with 1 out, Kels? I mean, let's be honest. You're asking for 2. Let's just work toward 1. Peter?
Yes, I'm with Kelsey. It's going to be tough for me to pick Del Caribe just yet, but I'm also here for the upset. I am not going to pick them, though.
We did see an upset earlier in the quarterfinal when Lovia's took care of We Got Ice. Could it happen with Del? No, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry.
Definitely not.
McFlurry Power. Purple was my favorite color as a kid. I'm sticking with them.
It's all on you, Joez.
In the semifinals.
But,
of course, they are going to still play the game, so we will see you once again in the stream. We cannot wait. For Kelsey Wingert, Peter Moylan, our amazing John Boy Media production team, I am Chris Rose. Thanks for tuning into the DraftKings pregame show.